So what I'm going to do is just comment this out. And yeah, let's move on to our next functionality because we are already big on time. I think I'm just going to chunk these into more separate tutorials. Next up, we are going to append. So we're going to make a public mutating function of append a value of value. And then what are we going to do? Well, let me just have a little bit more space over here so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so what we are going to do is just add to the end. So just like this. What we need to do is just update the tail. So what we are going to add in here is tail exclamation mark, because we at some point, you know, we are, well, let's just go with the question mark for now. We are going to bang it out in just a second. But tail.next equals that new linked list node. So linked list node with the value, and we're going to go with only the value, not with the next, because, you know, this is going to be the new tail, and therefore the next is going to be nil, which is by default with this initializer. So value, just right over there, value. Oh, come on. There we go. And then we are going to set, or rather update the tail. Let's just see. Oh, sorry, wrong. I just put it into the extension right over here. There we go. So we are going to update our tail after that. So we just set up the next. Now tail is actually not going to be the tail itself. So we are going to say tail equals tail dot next. And you see it just automatically added in our question mark. But at this point, we actually do know that that tail exists, right? So how do we handle this part? You know, the question mark. Maybe we don't have a tail. Maybe it's just empty. Well, if it's empty, then, you know, the linked list is empty, then append actually means push, right? It's just going to put in our first element. So we want to make sure guard that is not empty is empty. Else, we are going to first of all return. We're not going to go through all of this. Therefore, we know that it's not empty at this point, so we can just add in our bang operator. If it is empty, then we're just going to simply say push our value. There we go. And it's that simple.